Saw you walking in the street one day, it was a Sunday. You had flowers in your hair and you were dancing with your headphones on, didn't care then. Everyone was watching you moving to the beat, cause you swerving in the street just to get a glimpse of you. You were posing for them, yeah, you were striding for them, cause you know just what you do. So if I never told you, baby, you should know I'm going crazy. I can't help myself anymore, cause I've been looking for the one and now I think I found your love, cause things have never been this good before. Cause you're dancing in the corner, you're dancing higher, I can't help but smile. And then I started tap my feet in bed, we're moving to the beat, yeah. Summer nights with you and I never thought I would've felt that love I was dreaming of, but my hand is over heels and now you got me, and I just can't breathe with you here, babe. You should know, you can tell me how you feel, put your heart out if it's real. You can dance till 3 in the morning. Don't wanna pretend like I just wanna be friends. So if I'm being honest too, so if I never told you, baby, you should know I'm going crazy. I can't help myself anymore, cause I've been looking for the one and now I think I found your love, cause things have never been this good before. Cause you're dancing in the corner, you're dancing how you want, I can't help but smile. And then I started tap my feet in bed, we're moving to the beat, yeah. Summer nights with you and I. Honestly, it's such a shame when my friends are getting in the way. I just don't know what to say, cause it's hard for me to walk away. Honestly, it's such a shame when my friends are getting in the way. I just don't know what to say, it's hard for me to walk away. So if I never told you, baby, you should know I'm going crazy. I can't help myself anymore, cause I've been looking for the one and now I think I found your love, cause things have never been this good before. Cause you're dancing in the corner, you're dancing how you want, I can't help but smile. And then I started tap my feet in bed, we're moving to the beat, yeah. Summer nights with you and I.
That literally changed my life, and I thought I would just talk about everything in more detail because it's just changed my life. First of all is cycle tracking. I used to try to take my temperature. I have always done just the fertility awareness method, and so I've always been tracking my cycle using apps and things like that, and then I tried doing the whole like under the tongue temperature thing, and I was never consistent with it ever. You have to wake up at the same time every single day and take your temperature at the same time every day. And sometimes I would just forget, or I would get up and go to the bathroom and forget to take my temperature, and you can't do that. You have to literally lay down, grab your thermometer, stick it in your mouth. You can't move, you can't forget. You have to track every single day. And I just was never good about it. So I always just tracked via my apps and then just the start of my menstrual cycle and then just other signs and things like that. But I've never actually tracked my temperature and been able to actually see it. And it has been life-changing for me. First of all, this little thing, because I don't have to remember to take my temperature, and because I couldn't do that anyway, apparently. This, you don't have to wake up at a certain time. You just put it on before you go to bed and it automatically gets your temperature and it syncs up in the app. There's a ton of different reasons of why you should track your cycle, but for me, I feel like understanding your body and knowing what is going on, knowing your temperatures, knowing when you ovulate, making sure that your luteal phase is sufficient so that you know that you're making enough progesterone, and having that kind of information on your body, I think is just so incredibly helpful no matter what phase of life that you're in. I wish I would have done this literally like when I first had my period. The health of our menstrual cycles carries us into even after we're done cycling, you know, and even into menopause and things like that. So anyway, without going into all that, I just think can't say enough good things about this, and knowing and learning your body and knowing like, is what's going on in my follicular phase? Is it long? Is my follicular phase, you know, over the average length, or do I, you know, or is my luteal phase not long enough? Do I have a short luteal phase? And that tells you, your body's talking to you and telling you something in your cycle. Being aware of that is it's the best thing ever. I seriously wish I would have got one of these little things years and years and years ago, because it has changed my life, being able to really see my cycle and respond to my body appropriately. That is the first thing that is a part of my morning routine, and literally the first thing that I do every single morning is sync this up with my app. Then of course the next thing being sunlight. I cannot tell you, if there is one thing that you should do every single day. Okay, obviously it's hard to even pick, because I would say if there's two things that you should do every single day right when you wake up, is go outside and get morning sunlight. And here's the thing. When we hear sunlight, we automatically think, well, what if it's foggy, or what if it's, you know, not about that. It's actually just about being outside and our eyes receiving the light, even if there's clouds. That's the thing. Every single day that we wake up, I'll just put it this way, whether it's raining, snowing, it doesn't matter. If you can't see the sun, the light is always there, which that's a beautiful thing to think about if you think about it in a deeper way. But the thing is, our body is programmed like a clock. And that's the thing. A lot of the times we have a hard time falling asleep at night or waking up in the morning, because we are communicating to our body in ways that is confusing it. And so if we can get up and talk to our body every single day through light, a form of communication to our body, that it is time to wake up, it is time to be awake. We are regulating our internal body clock, or our circadian rhythm. This affects so many other things. First of all, it'll wake you up better than a cup of coffee. Second of all, this is so important for our thyroid hormone production, for progesterone production, for our gut health, even being outside in the light, because that actually helps to regulate our going to the bathroom, which is all crazy, but also amazing. And that is just how powerful light is. Light is a very powerful communicator. It tells our body what to do, when to do it. And you will notice if you consistently do it. And that's the thing. How we reap the benefits of it is consistently doing it. The more consistent you are, the stronger the signal that you send to your body that it's time to be awake. And also for making melatonin later on in the day, making sure that you get up and get morning sunlight. I feel like we hear this, but are you really doing it? Are we really, really getting up and going outside, even if it's only for a couple of minutes? It makes the biggest difference. It lowers our stress response when we go outside. Sunlight is absolutely foundational. And I think a lot of times we try to go to supplements or just other things, maybe more fancy, whatever. But here's the thing. The most simple things are the most foundational and the most powerful. And so if we want to really build good walls, we have to have a good foundation, and supplements and other things can only do so much if our foundation isn't really, really strong. So making sure that you have morning sunlight, even if you can't see the sun every single day, the sun is there. Get out there and get your sunlight. Okay, the next thing is hydration. Now let me tell you something. I used to say it like years ago very regularly, which is hydrate before you caffeinate. If there is a second thing that you can do right when you wake up in the morning, your blood, I'm very passionate about this, making sure that you are hydrated first thing in the morning, getting up and immediately drinking water. Just drink your water in the sun. There you go. You hit the two most important things. Drinking water is so important for our blood sugar regulation. If you are struggling with hormone issues and you struggle specifically with blood sugar imbalance, PCOS, anything like that, hydration is essential. If you are wanting good blood sugar regulation, I'll just put it that way, good hormones really, because the highway for our hormones is our blood, and to regulate glucose well, we have to be hydrated. We have to be hydrated. We've been sleeping all night. We have been not drinking water all night, and therefore we must get up. We must give our blood water and hydration, and specifically not just water, but the minerals to actually allow our cells to open up that little gate on every single cell of the body, which is called the sodium-potassium pump. This sodium-potassium pump allows our cells to open up and for fluid to move in and out of the cell. We need sodium and potassium for the sodium-potassium pump to work. Now, it is also the metabolic regulator, essentially, of our body. And here's the thing. The thyroid hormone, I've said this before, I'm so passionate about this, and I'm going to remind you of a story recently from the farm. I get so excited. Take notes or buckle up, get some popcorn, because I'm very passionate about the sodium-potassium pump, because it changed my life. It changed my thyroid health. It changed my energy. Now I'm talking so much, I need to take a sip of my pink hydration drink. That's the best thing that you will ever drink in your life. One of the functions of our thyroid, the thyroid on a cellular level, is to make more sodium potassium pumps. What does that mean? 25% or more. We're thinking there's some, the bare minimum is 25%, which is a quarter. That's a lot. That's a big slice of the pie. A quarter of minimum, could be more, of our metabolic rate comes from the sodium potassium pump. So if we don't have enough sodium potassium, again, one of the functions of the thyroid on a cellular level is to make more sodium potassium pumps. So when we have an optimally working thyroid, that requires sodium and potassium to work well, to really work at all. If we don't have enough potassium, our cells will not be sensitive to thyroid hormone. Sodium and potassium will completely change your life. They will hydrate your cells. They will help you with your hormones. They will help you. Hydration helps your hormones. Hydration helps your blood sugar regulation. Regulating your blood sugar helps your hormone balance. There was a period of time there where I was just getting up in the morning and I was just making my breakfast, and then I would have my London fog after breakfast, and I wasn't really starting the day right away with hydration. And I've done some experimenting lately, and let me tell you, it makes the biggest difference in the world for blood sugar regulation when you get up and you have your water right away. You've been asleep all night. It's very important to give your blood water because our blood is majorly made up of water. The water helps to flush out glucose, excess glucose. We need water. We need to be hydrated. If you're not getting up and drinking water right away, let this just be a reminder. If you are doing that, great job. Keep going. If you're not, I'm right there with you. I was out of that habit for a long time. It is one of the simplest, but it will have profound effects on your health. So that being said, my hydration drink will change your life. First of all, it is delicious. Second of all, it is full of vitamin C. It is full of magnesium, sodium, and potassium, and all of the good hydrating deliciousness. Also, the cranberry juice feeds the good bacteria in your gut. And if you saw one of my recent videos when I was at the farm, this all correlates with our hydration in the morning. There was a man at the farm, and long story short, there was this man at the farm recently, and he was buying all of this celery. And so the woman asked him, why are you buying all this celery? He was like, oh, I juice it. And she's like, really? She had never heard of celery juice or juicing celery. She's like, really? Like, what do you do that for? Like, why? And he was like, well, it fixed my thyroid. I was hypothyroid, and then I juiced celery juice, and now I'm not hypothyroid. So here's the thing. And somebody else then, kind of she butted in, and she was like, that's so interesting. I wonder why that is, and I was too shy to say anything, but I was like, I wanted to scream from the rooftops. I'm like, because the sodium potassium pump, the thyroid, one of the functions of the thyroid on a cellular level is to make more sodium potassium pumps, which increases our metabolic rate, which is what the thyroid does with the sodium potassium pump. The thyroid needs sodium potassium. Our cells need sodium potassium. And the reason that the celery juice works so well is because it is incredibly rich. Juicing all that celery and getting all of that celery in a concentrated juice, that's a lot of sodium. It's giving the body, it's giving his cells all this sodium that is absolutely essential for his thyroid to function. So if you're deficient, yes, in something like sodium, that is going to majorly impact your thyroid. So if you are struggling with hypothyroidism, getting in your electrolytes will change your life. My favorite ones of all time, as you know, are the Element electrolytes. The grapefruit flavor is the best flavor of all time. This is my favorite thing, truly one of my favorite things in life, and honestly one of the highlights of my days. It has plenty of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. This is one of the easiest, best, most powerful things that you can do for your health. If you are not getting in your electrolytes every single day, I cannot say of anything that really will make a bigger impact on your health other than sunlight. Okay, but maybe this too. Like, how are we even going to compete with that? We need the sun. And if we don't have minerals, then certain things just don't happen in the body. It would be like trying to light a fire without a spark. Like, if you have the wood, if you have everything else, the minerals are what lights the spark and allows things to happen within the body. And if we don't have those minerals, then we don't get the fire, which is actually a very good analogy. That is our metabolism, is like the fire, is how hot the fire is in our body, is how well we burn and use energy. Element is my favorite of all time. They don't use any artificial, colors, flavors, ingredients, anything like that. These are the best electrolyte packets of all time. You can go to drinkelement.com/Cambria, and with your purchase, you will get a free sample pack so you can try out all the flavors. For so many years, I could not find an electrolyte company that was just a great company that had everything that you needed in a good, proper ratio, but nothing that you don't want, which is those artificial colors, flavors, dyes. They're just the good electrolytes with the yummy, delicious grapefruit flavor that they actually get from the grapefruit. I love it so much. Definitely get the grapefruit. Make your pink hydration drink in the morning. Hydrate your cells. Give your body what it needs for your hormones, for your energy. Okay, next thing is 30 grams of protein in 30 minutes of waking, along with the 10 gram. I separated them because I think that they are really standalone on themselves, but obviously you combine them because you're having breakfast. So 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking, and then 10 grams of fiber with breakfast. So it is like the blood sugar regulation. It's just like amazing for blood sugar regulation. If you are not getting enough protein and you are struggling to make progesterone, or you're just struggling with your hormones, you're doing your cycle and you are just like, I need to support my body, I need to lengthen my luteal phase, whatever is going on, making sure that you have enough protein. Protein in Greek, it actually means of prime importance. That is how important every part of our body needs protein. That's why I prioritize it. First thing in the morning, adequate protein for hormonal health, for blood sugar regulation, because if we're struggling with blood sugar regulation, that is going to drive hormonal issues. So making sure that you start your day with a solid amount of protein. I love 30 grams along with 10 grams of fiber. Fiber. And I won't go too deeply into this, but making sure that you have enough fiber actually feeds the good bacteria in your gut that allow your body to regulate blood sugar better. So when you feed your body good fiber, the actual bacteria in your gut then help to regulate blood sugar on their own just by feeding them the fiber. These little tiny tweaks, like I used to just do a little sprinkle of raspberries, like I just have like a little tiny thing of them. And then when I started realizing, am I really getting enough fiber? And I realized, hey, I still can eat the raspberries, like still eat them, but just up it and get more of the raspberries so you get more of the fiber. And don't get me started on how the dark red pigments feed the good bacteria in our gut. That little combo right there sets up your whole day for good blood sugar regulation. And moving into the next thing is a walk after meals. Walking after you eat is one of the best things that you can do for glucose disposal. So that is how movement is how we utilize glucose. And so if you think about it, we eat and we want to eat glucose. Our cells need glucose. We want to be eating, really good fruits and natural good sugars. That is so important for our thyroid function. We want to be putting that glucose to use. We want to be putting that energy to use. And we don't want it just hanging around in the bloodstream. We want to use and utilize the glucose. And the best way to do that is through movement. And so truly these little teeny tiny habits, even a 5-minute walk has really shown really amazing benefits. But if you can do a 10 to 15 minute walk after breakfast, that is absolutely incredible for utilizing that glucose that you just ate at breakfast. And then you're also getting out in the sunshine again. I have seen the biggest difference in my cycles through regulating my blood sugar, doing the 30 grams of protein and the fiber, and going for a walk after meals. So life-changing. Literally literally so important. Something that I forgot to mention too, because I literally take this every single day that I just forget to share it. Just Thrive probiotic. I take my probiotic every single day. This is also so amazing for gut health, but also the prebiotic. I love this prebiotic so much. I also have the scooper, and you shake it up and you can put it in your hydration drink, but I like to have it separately because it tastes like a tropical island. A good probiotic and a good prebiotic is also so amazing. I start my day with this every single day. This is so important for hormonal health. Kind of shared recently about the pathogen that I found out about that was a huge main driver of hormonal issues. Without going into all the nitty-gritty details of that, if you want to hear more about that, you can go on my Instagram under my fertility highlight and watch the most recent stories that I've uploaded to that. But I just was studying and researching, and specifically in the Just Thrive probiotic, the subtilis strain in here inhibits a certain bacteria, which we do not want overgrown in our gut. We do not want overgrown in our body because that drives hormonal issues, to put it very, very simply. And this specific strain, as if I couldn't love Just Thrive probiotic any more than I already do, this has made me love them even more. And for me, for a long time, I didn't know about this and I was missing antimicrobials, but I am so incredibly thankful that I have been taking this, which I do believe is a major contributor that my body has been able to manage and feel so good this whole time. These kind of silent infections, if you will. And I've even seen it even with my clients that they will have much bigger overgrowths because they're not on a good probiotic and their body's not able to manage certain overgrowths because you need the probiotics. You need the good bacteria. Think of it like this. You got to have the good bacteria in there to kind of crowd out so there's no room for the bad guys. You want to fill up your room, your gut, your microbiome, if you will, with the good guys so that there's just no seats left at the table for the bad guys. And that's what we do with a good spore-based probiotic that actually survives your stomach acid, that gets to your gut. Love Just Thrive so much. And don't even get me started on the prebiotic. Okay, this is like fertilizer for your gut. I'm not even going to talk about it because I love it so much and we're going to be here for another hour. But these two things are my dream combination. I hope you enjoyed all the nitty gritty of my morning routine and you kind of get to take some things and just feel inspired about how you want to, nourish yourself in the morning, nourish yourself in every possible way. Even with my reading in the morning, that is nourishing to me. When you are actually in a calm, relaxed state and when I'm meditating on what is true and lovely and good, that changes our heart rate. It slows down our heart rate. And I just want to remind you that your entire life is nourishing and that sometimes we can maybe put a lot of pressure on our morning routine. But if your morning routine is making you feel stressed or pressured, or even any of these things that I talked about is like, that feels overwhelming to me. You don't have to do anything that feels overwhelming to you. Just listen to truly your body and figure out what your body is wanting and needing. I just hope that this inspires you to take care of yourself in the morning. And that really is my hope for you when I share all this information, because I get so excited about all the amazing things that we can do to support our bodies. And sometimes it can feel really overwhelming, but I guess what I'm trying to communicate the most to you in this video is that the smallest things, increasing your berries by just a few more that you get to a cup, or just getting out right in the morning, getting out in the sun right when you wake up, going for a 5-minute walk after you eat. These little tiny things that we do can make truly the biggest impact on our health. And so I hope that this helps you and inspires you. And to get you excited about your morning routine, these are actually brand new. This one's mine. I am giving away the legendary combination of the Just Thrive prebiotic and the probiotic, and all you have to do is leave a comment and tell me your favorite part of your morning, and that is how you will be entered to win this giveaway. Leave a comment, let me know, and you will be entered to win. That's it. I love you so much. I could talk all day because I love hanging out with you, but I will see you in my next video. Bye.
So if I never touch you, baby, you should know I'm going crazy. I can't help myself.